Pour yourself a cold one and join us for an hour filled to the brim with fun.
It hurts in my ears right now.
Entertainment.
Cheeky bang bang.
Information.
I need some water and a washcloth.
And a little weirdness.
Can I be a duck? Yeah, I don't think they want me to be a duck.
It's Happy Hour with DJ Kyle, presented by SRG Financial Advisors.
Hey, welcome to Happy Hour. I'm your host, DJ Kyle, and it is presented by SRG Financial Advisor, home of the mile marker formula. Also, our good friends at Ozark Barge and Dock. Thank you so much for your support of Happy Hour here on Lake TV. Our veterinary, thank you for keeping our animals nice and healthy and for bringing us our furry friends on today's show. And of course, our good friends at American Elm Company, some new decor that we have up here. So thank you so much, American Elm Company. Great show lined up today. It's kind of a St. Patty's feeling day. So we're gonna bring Mike Clayton on because we have St. Patty's Day coming up this coming weekend. March 17th, we're gonna have a pre-party. March 18th, we got a big parade. So we're gonna talk to Mike Clayton about that parade in Lake Ozarks. We're also going to be bringing Megan on the show today, and we'll have a little St. Patty's Day trivia, maybe talk about some St. Patty's Day food. Fingers crossed, I'm hoping that I can try some St. Patty's Day food or some Irish food at least. We also have our furry friends on today, and we're going to be hanging out with a dog named Moose. So it's a great show, and it's all right here on Happy Hour on Lake TV.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the mile marker formula.
Want a dock that will withstand the weight from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the mile marker formula.
Hey, welcome back to Happy Hour right here on Lake TV. I'm your host, DJ Kyle, and we want to say thanks to our sponsor, SRG Financial Advisor, home of the mile marker formula. And I'm sitting here with none other than my green friend, Mike Clayton. Mike, thank you so much for coming on here today. What's with all this green stuff that we have going on?
It's St. Patrick's Day. I mean, it's almost St. Patrick's Day.
It's just about St. Patty's Day.
Time.
And the big parade in Lake Ozark. Let's talk about this. This is how many years we have going on this St. Patty's Day? 39th?
39th, which is you just turned 30.
Yeah, somewhere right in there.
Yeah. This parade's been going on a lot longer than us, or maybe not me, but I've been here 28 years.
Wow.
So this is a parade that's been going on a shockingly 10 years longer. And I know you can probably say this. I've been to every Lake Ozark St. Patrick's Day parade, and my company, Benny Media, is happy to produce the parade again this year. This is our second year. So we didn't screw it up last year, and they asked us to come back this year.
Well, that's good. That's good. They're like, well, you did an all right job. You just come on back.
They didn't screw it up, so they can do it again.
And if you go out to the parade, you're going to see the Benny Media staff all up and down there doing all sorts of things.
And a lot of volunteers and people helping out, because it takes a lot. I mean, the Lake Ozark Police Department does a great job year after year for this parade. But it takes a lot of people to make sure that people don't zoom in and out of all these side streets, especially on the Bagnell Dam Strip, because the parade starts at the top of the boulevard and goes all the way to the dam on that day. And that day is, as many of you know, hopefully by now, Saturday, March 18th.
Saturday, March 18th, Lake Ozark. And what we see at the parade is just amazing. There's floats from all sorts. There's bands. There's just anything, all the excitement of St. Patty's Day, all in one location. And you have all the restaurants and bars and stuff all up and down the strip, which makes it great. And I know a lot of times, a lot of those restaurants and bars have great locations to where you can, step out on a deck or something and watch the parade go by, even from a second story.
I mean, think about it. Think of all the great places you can sit, whether it's at Tucker Shuckers or Casablanca or Lucy's. I'm going to leave a ton of people out. Don't mean to, but it's just, there's great vantage points. And then a lot of people will be in the parking lot of J.B. Hooks, or they'll be along the street, because we close down the entire strip about 12:45 p.m. and all of our floats, and we'll have dozens, who knows, well over 100, that will start at Kohl's. That'll be our staging area at Kohl's.
Okay.
And then we'll come across the Parkway, OCD, and then we'll get on the Bagnell Dam Boulevard, and we'll just travel slowly all the way to the dam. Okay. That is the parade route. That's how we're going to do it this year.
Okay. Now, as far as people watching the parade, where would the start of the parade start? I know that the staging part is at Kohl's. You don't want to sit in the Kohl's parking lot, right?
I mean, I would be up there toward the top of the strip. I mean, you could say Rusty Rooster area, that region there. And then when you get a little farther down to like Rock Island, insurance area around there. And then as you travel down through Monarch Plaza, and then, J.B. Hooks, all great vantage points in front of J.J. Twiggs, and on the other side in front of Domino's Pizza, just anywhere along the Bagnell Dam Strip. The only thing I tell the kids is, because we're allowing candy to be thrown this year from the parade floats.
What?
We can throw candy this year. That ordinance was repealed. And we want you to be safe, of course. But if you are at the very end of the strip, what I tell the kids is, you may or may not get candy.
Yeah, it goes one way or another. Yeah. They either have a surplus of candy, and now they're just buckets full, or usually it's one of those like,
we
that's
got one piece here. Or they'll start, like we do in our station vehicle, we'll start throwing, we've run out of candy, let's say, we'll start throwing things out. Like, here's a pencil, here's a wrench from inside the van, there's a first aid kit.
I saw one time you threw out the spare tire, and there was a very unhappy kid.
It was not
he
a
did
good
catch
idea.
it. But,
we've thrown out a lot of things. But this year we're throwing wrenches. We thought tools would be good.
Yeah, that's good.
Last year we did anvils. The old blacksmith anvils, very heavy.
Yeah,
not a big hit with the kids.
Not a whole lot of catching
not
of
a
that
big hit
going
with
on.
the kids.
Well, I mean, it was
it's cheaper than candy, so there you go. But yeah, it's
kids slept nicely that night,
Kids slept nicely that night. No, we're throwing candy. Throw candy. Everybody have a great time. But also, you'll see a lot of, I would assume, political candidates, because there is an election coming up in March. So you may see more and more of those as well, in addition to all the businesses and all the, fun things.
I usually go to parades with a pen and a pad of paper, and when I see the political crews come by, whichever candy is the best, that's the one I'm voting for. Did you throw me a Reese's Pieces? Let me vote for you. I got to get that one there. Yeah, that's...
Boy, you are quite the thoughtful voter.
Exactly. Every vote counts. And if I can get more Reese's Pieces next year, you're in.
But we're really pleased with the help we get from the Bagnell Dam Strip Association, with the Lake Ozark Police, with the volunteers. This year, Wonderland Camp staffers are going to be helping to volunteer, which will be nice. We think we're going to have T-shirts for sale, which is going to be very cool. So that'll be nice. And then we have a ton of sponsors. Hy-Vee presents this parade this year.
Yeah.
And then we have other sponsors like Jeff Bethurham at Golden Rule Insurance, Merlin at Encore Lakeside Grill and Sky Bar, and then Dave Leathers at Second Home Living magazine, and then we have a bunch of other sponsors. So you can check out the graphic. It's on our Facebook page and website. LakeSt.PatsParade.com. LakeSt.PatsParade.com. And Saint is ST.
Yeah, and you're going to want to get there early. When would people want to show up to make sure that they're able to get on the strip? You say that the strip's shutting down at 12:45, right?
12:45 on Saturday, March 18th. I would show up Friday at midnight, just for fun. just for fun.
Pitch a little tent there where you want to stay.
Don't do that. The police will not appreciate that. But I think really as long as you got there by 11:30, noon, you just got to carve out a parking spot. If you've got kids with you, get them up. Make sure they have a plastic bag or something to catch candy with.
Yeah. Maybe not something that blows around. Maybe like one of those jack-o'-lantern things from Halloween. Those solid things.
Anything at all. One of these. Like this.
That sounds like a good idea.
Throw me some candy in there too. But make sure it's big. If you're a professional, if you have kids like I do, over the years you've known, you got to have a certain durability in your package in case people throw big, heavy candy bars.
Yeah, like the big candy bars. Yeah, you want to make sure that it stays in there and doesn't drop out the bottom.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I'm super excited because not only do we have the St. Patrick's Day parade, which to me is really kind of the pre-kickoff of the whole season. I love St. Patty's Day. I feel like that's kind of like the start of spring. We're planting our potatoes and we're just getting ready to get into the summer months. Yeah. But I'm excited because our band, the Iberries, we're going to be in the parade, and we're always on a float, and we're playing music and throwing out things and just waving to everyone. But after the parade, we're going to be at one of the sponsors at the Encore.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, the Iberries are going to put on a free show at the Encore after the parade. So
very cool.
When the parade gets done and everyone's just mingling around and you want to go see a fun Irish Celtic
band,
whatever, come on down to the Encore.
Where's my camera? Is this right here?
Yeah, that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Iberries, of all the bands in the world, that's one of them.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, you can use that as you wish.
I like that. That's
as an endorsement.
Mm-hmm,
No, we love the Iberries, as you know. You guys come to our event. I work for a nonprofit. We have you at our event every year. So
can we talk a little bit about that nonprofit and maybe even some of the things that you guys are needing? Because I know that without you and without Wonderland, there's a lot of things that just can't happen correctly. And I love that there's so many volunteers and so many people from Wonderland that come here.
If I could just put in a quick plug, and I know we're here to talk about the parade, but we are volunteering. Our staff is volunteering at the parade this year. We need staff. I mean, we need staff, frankly. If you are 18 years of age or older and you want a great job, it's a sleepover camp, so you would be at camp Sunday through Friday. You'd have 48 hours off. We provide all your meals. You get your room, fun activities. It's a great experience. You make $350 a week. We take care of everything. So that is just money in the bank for you. And of course, the best part is you get to work with people with disabilities. So it's a great, rewarding job. And you can go to wonderlandcamp.org if you want more information.
The thing about Wonderland Camp that I love is just there are smiles galore. Always smiles. It's always a happy place. It's the happiest place on earth.
Kyle donates his time every year, and he comes out for our Mama's Weekend, and he performs for our mothers with campers with disabilities. So Kyle donates a lot of his time too. Speaking of donation, the big reason I'm here is to collect on my hot sauce promise.
Oh, yeah.
That I was told of not to, and I'm sure I don't see it anywhere around here, but I was told, I was promised that if I came on and talk about the Lake of the Ozarks St. Patrick's Day Parade, that I would be gifted a...
You're first on the list. I just didn't bring one with me today.
You're still making it.
I know. Yeah. We sold out this last year.
Wow.
The McMiller Farms hot sauce we sold out, and so we'll get you some hot sauce. I might even see if I can whip something up or find something.
Yeah.
For I'll bring it to you.
You're quite
St.
the
Patty's
entrepreneur.
Day. Oh well, thank you.
And when is your wedding date?
September. It's September, and we're getting married in Ireland.
Please make it on my birthday, September 3rd.
Oh, it's September 9th. It's September 9th. But we are going to Ireland. So this St. Patty's Day to me is a very, very special St. Patty's Day because this will be my St. Patty's Day before I take my trip to Ireland and really get into that Irish beer and Jameson and whatnot.
Well, as you can see, we're in the Irish spirit because we're talking about the Lake of the Ozarks St. Patrick's Day Parade, the 39th annual event. And we're, our radio stations are very excited. We're going to have our staff from KS95 out there and Cool 102.7 and Mix 92.7 and we're going to see you.
Yes,
and we're going to see all these
absolutely.
great people. So it's really going to be a fun. I just hope we have great weather. That's all I care about.
So we're all hoping and wishing for great weather. March 18th, it's at Lake Ozark, and again, the parade. The dam is the strip's going to be shut down at 12:45. So you need to be there before then. I would say be there at 11 o'clock so that you can get set up.
Yeah.
Back your truck up, set the blankets up, whatever.
Yeah.
Get all ready for the parade.
Floats can throw candy. We will be allowing cars through Horseshoe Bend. Like if you live on Horseshoe Bend or 242, we will be doing planned breaks in the parade where you can cross Horseshoe Bend onto 242 and vice versa, which is really nice because we don't want to hold people up too long on Horseshoe Bend. And we're going to really try hard this year to keep all of the entries closer together. We've had some plans some problems in the past with things being spread out, and we're really going to work keeping things a little bit tighter, so to speak, on the parade float, so we don't have these big gaps in the parade.
Now, how many floats are you expecting this year?
I don't know. I would expect 100.
Oh, wow.
Or possibly more. It just depends. Go to LakeSt.PatsParade.com and get your entry in immediately if you haven't already. And you can also get a hold of Greg Sullins at our radio station. He's organizing the parade. He's kind of the chairperson. Some of you know Greg, so reach out to him too, and he'll make sure you're in.
Absolutely. Well, I'm absolutely looking forward to the St. Patty's Day Parade. Saturday, March 18th, Lake Ozark, and it's going to be just a fun day filled with happiness, some drinking, and just laughing and just getting along with, and a lot of green. Of green, I think. So make sure you wear your green.
And like this kind of green, I want to see everybody decked out, in nice, colors.
I've got my green thanks to you because you brought me some green in today. So
when I came in, I saw you and you had no green on, and I went to my car and I got these items because I was going to have to pinch him.
If you show up to the St. Patty's Day Parade just with no green,
we're pinching you.
Yeah, we're coming at you.
With your permission, because we don't want to be sued.
That's
we will definitely do that. But thanks so much. This has been really great. I appreciate you. I'm really looking forward to seeing the Iberries. I'm really looking forward to all the restaurants and bars up and down the Bagnall Dam Strip and all the different St. Patrick's Day specials that you'll have.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's going to be the best part. And, of course, it's the kind of the unofficial, maybe the official kickoff to the season.
That's what I think.
At Lake of the Ozarks.
That's what I think. Yeah. Mike, thank you again so much for coming in and sharing the green. Speaking of green, we have even more St. Patty's Day stuff coming up. We're going to bring Megan on. We're going to talk a little bit about some St. Patty's Day foods, some Irish foods that are kind of strange names, and maybe some St. Patty's Day trivia. All that and more right here, Happy Hour with DJ Kyle.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Welcome back to Happy Hour, sponsored by SRG Financial Advisor, home of the mile marker formula. Now, St. Patty's Day is coming up, so I got my green on, and this is my iBerries Hooli shirt, and I also brought Megan on here with us.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm great. Are you ready for St. Patty's?
I'm so ready. I also am wearing green. I feel like it's not the right green because I feel like most St. Patrick's Day green things are that shade.
This green.
I'm more of a forest
Well,
green.
did you know that you could actually wear a different color? You'd probably still get pinched for
Okay.
St. Patty's Day, but I brought some St. Patty's Day trivia.
Ooh, okay.
Can I throw some trivia on you?
I'm so ready.
So talking about the colors, we know that St. Patty's Day you have to wear green or
Yeah.
you're going to get pinched. And I'm excited to talk about what you have in front of you, but we're going to get to that in just a second. But did you know in the 17th century, green became associated with St. Patty's Day? Do you know what color was associated with the holiday originally? Was it orange, blue, white, or red?
See, my instinct is to say orange because I feel like that's like a common color around
the
St. Patrick's Day
Irish-
themed things.
Well, you'd be wrong because the answer is blue.
Blue?
Yeah, pre-17th century, St. Patty's Day was kind of associated with blue.
Okay.
But yeah, I think if you wore blue, you'd probably get
Weird.
pinched, I think.
Yeah.
I would've thought
That would have been
orange.
my last choice.
Yep, I would have
off of
thought
that
orange
list.
and then maybe white. I don't know about the red, but okay, I have 4 questions for
Okay.
you. So here's another one. The most popular drink to have on St. Patty's Day is Guinness.
Okay, yeah.
Guinness beer. Roughly, how many pints are served on St. Patty's Day worldwide? Is it
Worldwide.
2 million pints, which is a lot of pints?
Yeah.
Is it 7 million pints, 10 million pints, or 13 million pints?
I'm going to go with 13 million.
Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner.
It's got to be a lot.
13 million
That's
pints
insane.
of Guinness beer
is
sold
so
on St.
much
Patty's
beer.
Day. I can't wrap my mind around how much beer that is, but
So much. I mean, it's 13 million pints.
oh yeah, that's exactly how much it is. Okay, so St. Patty's Day is celebrated annually on March 17th, which is the anniversary of what? Is it St. Patrick's birthday?
Uh-oh.
Is it Ireland's Independence Day? Is it the Ireland-Scotland War or St. Patrick's death?
Oh my God.
March 17th.
It could be any of them.
It could be, but it's only one of them.
I'm going to say it's his death.
You are correct. Ding, 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 ding. St. Patrick died on March 17th.
That's such a strange thing.
Yeah, and we
Why
drink
would you
for
put a
his...
holiday on a death day?
Well, sometimes we do that. I
Seems
don't know, we just associate that. Okay,
Yeah.
my last question here. Each year in Chicago, since 1962, the plumber union dyes what Kelly green? I'm not even going to give you options. What is it that the plumber union dyes Kelly green?
I mean, I've seen photos of it, so I know.
Is it their hair?
I mean, well, I'm sure some people do.
It's probably
the
some
whole
do.
plumber union just, we're gonna have green hair. Here you go. It's the river.
The river. The river is
Which
correct.
is so unsettling.
Yeah.
Looking at it, because it is green.
It's
when
green,
they
green.
do it.
And they say that it's a very natural, and I think it's
I would
supposed to
hope
help the
so.
river or something like that. I don't know all the
I would
details
hope
on
so.
that.
It's not
but
toxic chemicals of some kind.
that's my St. Patty's Day trivia, and you got
That's
most all of those correct.
I mean,
I'm kind of
I know
impressed.
like 2 things.
But now let's get to the really important things.
Okay, I'm really excited about this. So,
I am too, because anytime that there's food involved, I'm very excited.
right? Okay, so I love food, and I love like learning about other cultures' food. Like I would just love to travel and eat their authentic food.
Yep, that's my
Like,
favorite thing.
I don't want to eat the touristy things.
Yeah.
I want to eat what just like the average citizen eats. Like it just fascinates me. So I found a list of strangely named Irish food specifically for St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
Now-
Strangely named, like
This-
blood pudding. Yeah. Is that an Irish thing?
So this is from a website called irishcentral.com. So I would hope all of this is accurate.
Yeah.
One would assume.
Irish
okay?
it was.
Okay. We need somebody just like somewhere in the studio with a drum set just so they can do the
We need some of that.
just
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Um,
Dad jokes.
Okay, so the first thing is called champ.
Champ. It's a food
Champ. Yes.
from Ireland called champ. Do you know what it is?
Yes, I did extensive
Oh.
research. I looked up recipes for all of these things to know exactly what was in it.
I'm going to guess what it is. Champ is a big, huge piece of meat. And when you get done eating it, they're like, way to go,
Way
champ.
to go, champ.
Am I right?
I wish you were, because
That
that's
sounds-
a good
It's
good
a dessert, isn't it?
description.
It's like a dessert.
So no, what is a popular food in Ireland? Like something they're just known for.
Well, they have like a Guinness stew.
Okay.
I like the bangers and mash.
Okay.
And then like shepherd's pie.
Okay.
And
What
then
bangers and mash and shepherd's pie have this food in common?
potatoes.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
potatoes.
So it's basically mashed potatoes, but specifically after you drain the water, you cover your pot with a dish towel, put it back on the stove on low heat to dry out the mashed potatoes, and then you heat milk and green onions in a saucepan.
Okay.
You mash your dry potatoes, add butter, salt, and the warm milk and onion, mix it up, and then you eat it.
Huh.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if it's dried potatoes, I've had
Yeah.
those at a lot of
So-
potlucks.
right, I
But
know.
then there's another stage.
Exactly.
I see.
So I've had mashed potatoes that have like milk and butter in it.
Yeah.
But the detail of heating up the milk first was very interesting.
Yeah,
to
that
me.
is interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious if there's a chemistry
Yeah,
thing that
there has to be. And it's like, and
I'm going to do this.
I will say the fact that you put the onions in the milk and warm it up that way, it made me think of Napoleon Dynamite, where he's tasting the milk and he can tell that the cow got into a patch of onions.
Oh,
Because
yes.
you're making onion milk, right?
That's right. Yeah,
But
you're
apparently
making
it's
onion
good,
milk.
So,
Huh. I
Yeah.
might have to try that.
Yeah.
Okay, what else you got for me?
all right. The next one is back rashers.
Back rashers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everyone's had a back rasher a couple
Sounds like a
times.
medical condition, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
that is something when you eat so much and you're just sitting there and you have to sit for a while and you're like, oh, I'm full. Then you get a back rash. So it's actually not a food, but it's what
Yeah.
happens after you eat the
Yeah.
food is a back rash.
See, that
Am I
makes-
correct?
No, but it makes perfect sense.
Yeah? Back rash.
A for effort. So it's just the Irish name for bacon.
Back
So,
rash.
according to this website, the perfect breakfast is sizzling rashers on a pan, sweet Irish tea, and soda bread.
I've heard of rashers.
It's bacon.
I've heard of that.
Yeah,
Huh. Okay. All right.
right? Next one is drisheen.
Drisheen. Are you sure
Yeah.
that's Irish? That doesn't sound Drisheen.
I'm probably
Drisheen.
butchering how these are pronounced, let's
okay.
be honest.
Drisheen. Oh, Drisheen. Boy, I feel like that's a drink. That's got to be some kind
It
of
does
drink.
sound like a drink, yeah.
Yep. I'll order bartender. I'll do a Guinness and a Drasheen. I think we're down with a Drasheen. That's what I want.
It's black pudding.
Oh, black. Okay, black pudding.
It's the blood.
Oh,
it's the stuff
that.
made from cows or pig's blood. Apparently, it's a rare delicacy, and I would not. Just my palate wouldn't call that a delicacy.
I would try it.
I've
though.
never tried it.
I would try it.
But it doesn't.
I've had the blood curdled soup when I was in China.
That just sounds awful.
It sounds exactly like it tastes, I think.
Oh, no.
Pretty awful. But I did it. I tried it once, and I ate little chicken feet too. But I'm curious because
You're adventurous.
I get to go to Ireland in September.
Yeah.
So all of these things, I'm already making a checklist of everything that I have to eat while I'm in Ireland.
Yep.
So what's next?
The
Backlash.
next thing is crew beans.
Oh yeah. That's when something real, like when you're eating and something really cool happens, you're like, cool beans. Is it cool beans?
It is not.
It's cruel beans.
It's crew beans.
Crew beans. Oh, all beans are cool. They're the
And
magical
get
fruit.
this, it's either, goodness, it's either pig's feet or trotters. They call them trotters.
Trotters.
Pig's feet.
That sounds a happy way to eat pig's feet.
Right?
Again, that's something else. I've not eaten pig's feet.
So, I'm not gonna lie, when I was looking at this list, I intentionally was looking for something I could make for us to try. And I was kind of tempted to do that. I even looked up to see where I could find them. And I was like, I can't, because I knew I was gonna have to eat it.
Yeah.
I don't think I could get through the psychological thing of eating pig's feet.
Yeah.
I think I could. If I didn't know what it was,
Anything once.
and it
I
didn't
could
look
try
like
it.
a pig's foot,
Yeah,
I'd
that's
be
the
like,
thing. They kind of look like a
sure.
pig's foot.
So, like, I guess they typically boil it and then fry it, and they eat them on sandwiches. Just pig's feet on. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Like, I have so many questions about pig's feet. Are the hooves still on there?
I
You gotta
don't.
just eat around it.
I don't know. I don't know.
What are we doing?
I feel like
I'm
maybe
concerned.
we could find someone that makes pig's feet and they can make them for us and bring them in and we eat them.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And I feel like most people know this one. Tripe.
Tripe, yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
the lining of the
intestine, right?
stomach.
Yeah, the lining of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
stomach. That's what it is.
Typically cow is what I've heard of, but I guess they use other animals as well. Colcannon? Colcannon.
Colcannon. No clue.
Okay, so that one's basically like champ, but add cabbage. So that mashed potato, onion, milk
and then
thing,
with cabbage.
but add cabbage.
Okay, I can imagine getting into that.
Yep. Boxty.
Boxty. Mm-hmm. Boxty.
Yep.
Boxty. That's a vegetable of some sort, only grown in Ireland, and it's a green, leafy, tastes like kale, and that's boxty.
You know,
Just the way you say it, boxty.
you were almost close.
What is it?
More potatoes. They're
potatoes.
basically just potato pancakes, but I found it was interesting. So it calls for cold mashed potatoes and grated raw potatoes.
Oh,
Which
interesting.
I thought was
Together.
genius
Yeah.
because you have like different textures happening in your.
Now I haven't
pancake.
done it. I've done potato pancakes.
Yes.
With leftover potatoes after Thanksgiving when you have just like 20 pounds of potatoes,
Yup.
mashed potatoes. Yep.
Have you ever had potato salad made from leftover mashed potatoes?
Mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
Potato like
It's
mashed
actually
potato
pretty
salad.
good, yeah.
All right, that's
I know.
another
my
episode.
grandma makes it, so it's
That's a
pretty good.
leftovers episode.
Yes, it is. Speaking of leftovers,
Okay.
Dublin coddle.
Dublin coddle.
Yes.
Now that is a leftover. Yeah, because it's coddling. You're putting all of the leftovers together, and they're just loving each other in the pot.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of stew. It's some of your potatoes, because there's potatoes in every dish, I think.
Pretty
Am
much,
I
yeah.
anywhere near any of this?
Yeah, actually. So it's basically a hearty stew meant for all your leftovers. Typically includes cut up potatoes, sliced onions, bacon or rashers, and sausage.
Yeah.
So it's like
See?
you got a whole bunch of leftovers in the fridge, throw it all in the stew, and there you go.
That's kind of like jambalaya. Jambalaya
Yeah.
is like that,
Yep.
where you just kind of throw everything in.
Yep.
All right.
Fish fingers.
Yeah, that's easy.
It's pretty much just fish
Yeah,
sticks.
fish fingers. Yeah, fish
Yeah.
sticks.
That's pretty much
But I'm
it.
sure they're made with like like it's real.
Oh yeah, like legit. And then the final one, the one that I actually made.
Yes.
Okay, and I'll let you take off.
Now
your,
this is
your
what I'm
fancy
excited about.
packaging there. So this is called an Irish trifle. Now I imagine there's probably varying recipes for this, but the one that I found is as follows. So you're supposed to take lady fingers, cut them in half.
I don't have any. You'll have to use them. I only have male fingers. But go ahead.
That took me a solid 7 seconds to realize what you were saying. I was like, what are you talking about?
So we can't just eat this? We're supposed to do other things to it?
No. I'm telling you what you're supposed to do to make this, okay?
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
you're technically supposed to take lady fingers. You cut them in half, long ways. You put some raspberry jam, make these little sandwiches.
Okay.
And then you're not supposed to use, a plastic cup or, just single
This is fancy.
serving kind of things. You're supposed to put it in a big, fancy glass. You
Oh,
can
I
see through
see.
it. So you line lady fingers all over, but thankfully the recipe did say you could use pound cake instead, because where I shopped, there was no lady fingers.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's what I did with the pound cake. I cut it up, made little sandwiches out of raspberry jam, and then
I see that.
you sprinkle a little bit of sherry on top of that.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't be Irish unless there was alcohol in it.
Yeah.
And then you take pre-made Jell-O, so it's already set, and you whip it up until it's foamy, which I did not know the Jell-O did that, but it does.
I did not know that either.
You put that on the top, then you put vanilla pudding on top of that, put whipped cream on top of that, and then you're supposed to garnish with fruit or colored sugar. Now, the reason why it's pink is because that was sprinkles, and I realized as I was putting it in the fridge last night, those are gonna melt, and sure enough, they did.
I like the pink topping.
Yeah.
I like the pink topping.
So I chose raspberry for my little fruit garnish there. I was going to try to do raspberry Jell-O, but they didn't have any, and I was not about to make Jell-O, so I did it the lazy way.
I'm excited about. Now, what is this called again?
This is called an Irish trifle.
Trifle.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Do we
So
just jump in on this?
I haven't tried this. I literally just made it and brought it, so if it's terrible, we're going to experience it together.
Well, little Irish food probably
Yeah.
never hurt anyone.
There's a lot
can
of
I go all the way-
layers. You can try. Get a little bit of everything there.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
We're going to give it a
That
shot.
looks great.
Nice little layered fancy thing.
Great job. I'm impressed with
Oh,
this.
thanks. I appreciate it.
All right. An Irish trifle.
Oh, wow, that's good. It's not as sweet as I was expecting,
Wow.
which I like. There's a lot happening there, isn't there?
That's
I'm
like
impressed.
like a shortcake with extra explosions.
Yeah.
Like I like the creaminess. Oh, I don't know if I could do shortcakes anymore because this is where it's at.
That was really good. That's very good. So the sherry I found was literally the only sherry that was in the store.
Yeah.
So it was a cream sherry, and
That is really good.
I was reading the bottle, and it has notes of walnut and just toasted kind of warm notes in it, and I'm like, okay. And it's actually really good.
Yeah, I could taste that sherry level. I
Yeah.
could see where it is. Mm-hmm. That is really good. Megan,
I'm impressed.
thank you so much for your knowledge and bringing in some fantastic Irish food.
Yeah.
I'm excited about in September, my fiance and I are going to Ireland,
Yeah.
and we get to travel around for a couple of weeks and try all the food. So I need to get
Do
a
you wanna
copy of
keep that
this.
list?
Yep. I need to keep that list because I'm going to check all of that off when we're there. So, and then of course we're going to be talking about it after we get
yeah.
back. So yeah, it's going to be a great time. So I tell you what, we have a great rest of the show lined up here. And I don't know if it gets much better than this right here, but
It's pretty good.
Megan, thank you again, and happy
course.
St. Patty's Day to you.
Happy St. Patty's Day.
More on the way of Happy Hour with DJ Kyle coming up. I'm going to eat this.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, Those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Hey, it's Uncle Chris looking bad against this beautiful Wild Will, man. He's showing some chest here.
That's hilarious. Big show. We're going to update you on the Village of Sunrise Beach and their new building purchase.
Yeah, and there's been an arrest in a local murder case.
That, the first annual Spoonbill snagging tournament next weekend. We'll have Thatcher Waymeyer on to talk about it.
Yeah, and we'll also tell you what's going on with the financing of that big new amusement park coming to Osage Beach.
That and a whole lot more on this week's Cup of Coffee.
Everybody, Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. We've transitioned to our spring spruce up sale, so come in, save lots of money for new spring ideas. Come check us out at Slumberland Furniture at the Lake, where we're bringing happy home.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all. We think it's hot stuff when things cool down. We spring into action when things start warming up. Of course, summer is one big, huge shootout on Lake TV. And we fall in love all over again when autumn rolls around. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all.
Welcome to the Furry Friends here on Lake TV, presented by our veterinary. I'm Megan Albers, joined by Mary Meow Me Tilly. We have a super energetic but very sweet dog today. Yes. Tell me about Moose.
So Moose was an owner surrender. And unfortunately, this is another one of those stories that just really makes me mad because this man did everything that he should have done. He did everything right, and he still got knocked, and Moose ended up in the shelter. So he had checked with his landlord about getting a dog, and his landlord said, yes, you can have a dog. Yeah. He went to a shelter in Jefferson City, picked out a puppy, got it vaccinated, got it neutered, everything that he needed to have done on this dog, he got done, and he had it for a couple of months, and then the landlord showed up one day and changed his mind. Oh. You can't have a dog anymore. Dang it. And this poor guy was absolutely devastated. Yeah. So Moose has been through quite a bit in the last few months. He just turned a year old. Oh, wow. He is a pit mix, very energetic. Still very much got all that puppy energy to him, you know, and puppy playfulness and sweet boy. We believe that due to all the changes in his life recently, you know, we don't know how he ended up in the first shelter, but you know, he for some reason he ended up in a shelter, he got a home temporarily, then he was back in another shelter. He around other animals is a little timid. Okay. You know, we don't know, we put him with other dogs and there's no aggression, anything like that. He just acts like he's too scared to play. Okay. When we get him with other animals. So Moose will be one that we would definitely, if you have another dog in the home, definitely insist on a meet and greet on, just to make sure, you know, that everything's going to be okay there. Possibility that he might do better as an only pet, or there's a possibility that once he got familiar with a dog and friendly with a dog, that maybe that dog could help guide him and make him come out of his shell.
Kind of teach him how to play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Teach him how to dog.
Yeah. So maybe an older, kind of more chill, patient dog.
Possibly.
Maybe it would work out. Yeah. So aside from that, are there any other requirements for him?
So because he is a pit, we usually have the requirement of a fenced yard, and it's not so much anything that he is doing.
Yeah.
But my manager knows that there is, there's quite a stigma on pits still. No matter how much advocacy we do for them, there are still people out there that think pits are just horrible, mean creatures.
Yeah.
So basically, for the dog's protection, we like to have fenced yards for pit bulls. Because he is very energetic and he is a bit of a jumper, maybe at this time, might want to avoid those little bitty kids that he might knock over, and then they get upset and don't like Doggy because Doggy knocked him down. We see that quite a bit. So maybe, older kids, but somebody who is, we always like somebody who is familiar, has a history with bigger dogs. He's right about 65 pounds.
Yeah.
So he just turned a year old. He may still have a little bulking up to do there. But we like people who have experience with the bigger dogs, with pits, and how to train them and things like that. Train them in a good way.
Yes, please.
So but we will consider anybody on him. We take all of our apps and all of our animals on a case by case basis.
Yeah.
So just because we say a fenced yard is required, depending on the person's exact situation and what all's going on, we may be able to waive some of those requirements.
Yeah, totally understandable. And as always, of course, people can apply, fill out an application online. And then I love how diligent you guys are about how you typically talk to their vet. Like if they have previous pets, you want to know, how do you take care of your animals?
Exactly.
And I absolutely love that, because you're so intentional about finding good homes for these animals.
Right. If somebody has a pet in their home right now, we want, especially if we're going to do a meet and greet here at the shelter, we want to make sure that dog that they're bringing in is vaccinated and protected, because you never know what they're going to be exposed to. You never know what an outside animal is going to be bringing into us. So in order to do those meet and greets, we have to be able to do a vet check first.
Yeah.
If you don't have any pets but you've had one in the last couple of years, then we still like your vet's information, so we can contact them. Some vets purge the records after a certain length of time, and then there's nothing for us to check. But we do like to be able to, if we can, check on things like that. Just make sure that you're somebody who takes the dog in when it's needed, keeps its shots up to date, things like that. Heartworm tests and preventative are always a plus sign on, if the vet tells us, they bring them in all the time. They do heartworm tests, they do flea meds, we've done dentals on them. Those are the things that are kind of above and beyond, just your average pet owner.
Yeah.
And those are gonna really bump you up the list on, getting us to adopt too.
Totally get it. Now, you guys have some changes going on here at the shelter when it comes to your spay and neuter program?
The vaccine vouchers, basically.
That's what it is, okay.
So for the last couple of years, we've had a vaccine voucher program where people could come in and get a voucher to go up to what is now our veterinarian, Lori, to get shots. We've had some changes to that program, and we are going to be doing away, we have just recently this last week done away with doing the vaccine vouchers.
Okay.
What we will be doing in the place of that is going back to what we used to do in the past, where occasionally throughout the year we will have a shot clinic day where you can make an appointment to bring your animals in. Don't have all the details worked out on that yet, because we have not done that with our veterinary at this point. The last time we did that was with Lake Dog and Cat. We always did them on Saturdays. So we're going to have to get all the plans in place with them, figure out days and times, what works best for everybody. And then we will announce that on Facebook. We will announce that on the website. So if somebody doesn't have access online and they need that information, they can call the shelter. And I may tell, I may continually tell them for a little bit, I don't have a date for that yet, but as soon as I do, then we'll let them know and let them get signed up for that.
Yeah.
And it will be the low cost like it has been.
Great.
The last time we did it, we kind of did it like a drive-through situation
Oh, nice.
where we went out to the car. That was during all the COVID stuff. So, we may change that up a little bit, but we were doing it like somebody would come out and get the animal from the car, take them in, do the shots, and bring them back out to you. You didn't even have to get out of your car.
Which is nice.
So we will see what works best, depending on whether we're having it here at the shelter or whether we're doing it at the vet's office, and we'll get all those details out as soon as possible.
Well, sounds good. I'm assuming people can connect with you on your Facebook page and on your website just to kind of keep up to date on all of that as well?
Yep. Yeah, as soon as I have a date for that, then we'll make Facebook posts, and I'll probably pin it to the top of the page, and until that date actually happens. I'll probably do a Facebook event. That's what we used to do in the past for that, and then I'll definitely have it on the homepage of the website on the calendar of events.
All right, perfect. Okay. Well, let's get Moose adopted. Oh, you do have one more thing to talk about, don't you?
Yeah.
The spay and neuter.
So
I was
we are on our spay and neuter voucher program. We are dangerously low on funds on that. We are not allowed to use our general operating funds for that program for the public. What we do is we have one major grant that we use for that, and those grant funds, we've just gone through them so quickly. There's so many people needing help that we're almost out of money. We did do a couple of fundraisers. I don't remember if it's the end of last year, the beginning of the year, that we're into that money now after the grant. We are actively seeking out grants to be able to replenish these funds. But at some point, it's looking like probably very soon we're going to run out of money. So kind of like with what we talked about the last time with the food barn, if somebody wants to donate to our spay and neuter program to help the public, we will gladly accept donations for that, but they have to designate, if they write a check or, do something online, you have to designate that this money is to go in your public spay and neuter funds. Otherwise, it'll just go in the general operating funds and we can't use it for that.
Yeah. All right.
But spay and neuter in this area is so important. There's so many puppies, so many kittens, and if we aren't able to help people with that, then there's going to be litters born, and then every shelter that I know of in this area and all across the country is so overwhelmed right now, and not being able to help people spay and neuter is just going to exacerbate that problem. So. Puppy and kitten season is coming. We've already taken in several puppies. I'm starting to get those phone calls about kittens being born, or I've got a pregnant cat showed up, So the next few weeks are going to be, we're probably going to see a lot of puppy and kitten intakes.
Yep. All right, so OzarksCatandCanine.com. You can go there, fill out an application to adopt Moose. You can also see updates on the upcoming vaccine clinics that they're going to be doing. They'll get that posted up there as well. And, of course, you can give there, and remember to designate those funds to the spay and neuter program.
Or the food barn.
Or the food barn, yes.
I mean, they can put whatever if they want to say food barn, if they want to say spay and neuter, general funds. Sometimes I get a check in the mail that says, use this for the kitties.
There you go.
Things like that. So,
perfect. All right, well, thanks again, Mary. It's been fun. Moose is super great. He's super fun. I'm sure you saw him doing all sorts of acrobatics back there. That does it for another Furry Friends presented by our veterinary on Lake TV.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work-optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Thank you so much again for joining us on Happy Hour right here on Lake TV. I've been your host, DJ Kyle. I want to say thank you to my sponsors, SRG Financial Advisor. Thank you so much for your support of Happy Hour right here on Lake TV. Now, SRG Financial Advisor, they are home of the mile marker formula. If you have any financial advice that you need, talk to my good friends at SRG Financial Advisors. Also, any barge or any dock servicing needs that you need, talk to Ozark Barge and Dock. Those folks can get you all taken care of. And our veterinary, thank you so much for keeping our animals nice and healthy and for bringing us our furry friends, which again, I want to say thank you to Moose for being our feature pet on Furry Friends, and thank you, Megan, for bringing us that Furry Friends each and every week. Also want to say thanks to Mike Clayton for being on the show from Benny Media, telling us all about the ins and outs of our St. Patty's Day Parade. Now, that parade is happening Saturday, March 18th at 1 o'clock in Lake Ozark, so make sure you get there early. Also, thank you to Megan for being on the show and for bringing us the traditional Irish truffle. And that was quite delicious to eat. So thank you so much, Megan. Hey, getting ready for St. Patty's Day. If you'd like to join me out and about on the town, Friday, it is St. Patty's Day, March 17th. I'm going to be DJing at the Keg Room in Camdenton, 7 o'clock until 11. And I'll be bringing all the favorite hits. We'll be dancing, we'll be drinking, having a great time. So we would love to see you out there. Don't forget to join us all week long for some great stuff right here on Lake TV. And again, our big St. Patty's Day Parade, Saturday, March 18th in Lake Ozark. Be there or be square. It's going to be a fantastic time. So until then, we'll see you on the next show right here on Happy Hour.